Make sure you're standing shoulder width apart, your shoulders are back, and that you're gesturing in a good and positive way. Watch that body language. So be careful how it is that you're presenting yourself. Now, I'm going to give you a minute to digest this. If you don't know what this is, RBF is resting, I'm going to let you fill in the B, face. So here's the deal. This is a real thing. It is. You may have met this person at work. You might have presented in front of someone that gave you this face. I have. I've met this person all across the United States. And here's the strange thing. In my line of work, I present in front of people. And these people think I'm on TV, that I'm like inside of a TV. That somehow I can't see you, but you can see me. I can see you. I know exactly what your nonverbals are doing and how it is that you're communicating with me. And it might not matter for today because we may or may not ever see each other again. But if I'm the VP in a very important department in your organization and you're making that face in my meeting and I don't have a lot of interaction with you normally, I'm going to decide you hate your job, you hate the organization, and there's no way I'm promoting you. And that's a big deal. And I heard this really great advice, so I stole it from someone. Don't tell them. And this is how the advice goes. I want you to all put your hands in front of you as if you're holding an invisible box. It's going to be weird, but it's okay. Got it? All right. If you're someone that doesn't like to gesture and you want to know what's a professional gesture, I'm going to give you about 5 or 6. You ready? Here's your invisible box. You can move it to the right and make your point. You can move it back and also make your point. You can open up your point and you can describe it. You can close it back up. You can put it up on a shelf, take it later, or you can bring it back down. All of these are fully acceptable hand gestures. When somebody interrupts, your body language cannot say this is okay. So you can't sit backwards, you can't slump. Watch your nonverbals and lean in. If you want alert, say something like, thank you so much. Please let me finish. I do want you to hear the rest of my concept. Stay the course, because if you back off, it will continue to happen. So keep that in mind if you have interruption issues. I don't care what your topic is. If you're not engaging, if you don't have some type of charisma, we have a problem. Just because it's business does not mean you have to be boring. So have some enthusiasm, have some energy, have some passion, and we're going to practice right now. Now, before we practice, what I want you to think to yourself is not about having a glass of wine, because there's way too early in the morning. And I am not going to tell you you should drink at work, because that is inappropriate. We are at an HR conference. Now, what I am going to tell you is if you go to dinner with friends, how many of you have friends that have been to dinner with them? Good. If you've been to dinner with friends and you tell a story, usually you wave your hands about. You get relatively enthusiastic. You're excited about the story that you're telling. You should be the same way in the workplace. The other thing I would think about, how many of you have massive handbags? Yes, of course you do, because they're very in trend right now. Here's the thing with massive handbags. You can put everything in them, and then it all mixes together. And then when you get to a meeting and they say, hey, do you have a business card? You're like, just a second. For me, as I'm looking for kids' toys and snacks and my iPhone, and laptop, I work out of my handbag. But the problem is, what image does that give? That I'm unorganized. Do we like to do business with people that are unorganized? No! So what I would say about executive presence today, if you feel like you don't have it, or you're not where you want to be, your perception is not where you want to be, work on it. Put some habits into place and work on your executive presence.